Welcome back to Grapple FK, everyone. We are covering Cory Sandhagen against Frankie Edgar. This is the co-main event on Volkov against Overeem. So, let's get into this. Cory Sandhagen, very good fighter. A lot taller than Frankie. Frankie's a veteran. He's 40 now. That's very old. Cory's got a 2-inch reach advantage. I thought it'd be more than that, to be honest. And 2.5-inch leg reach advantage. Both coming off wins. Are they both coming off? Yeah, they're both coming off wins. Cory's very well rounded. Frankie was a NCAA Division 1 champion. Also pretty well rounded. Former lightweight champion. How do you see this going, Andrew?
This is a really interesting clash of styles and sizes. So if we think back, I think this is Frankie Edgar's second fight at bantamweight, which is much closer to his actual weight than when he's fighting at featherweight. He's always very undersized at featherweight. He's had most of his career at featherweight, but probably always on the smaller side. And especially now as people are doing this extreme weight cutting, he's very, very undersized for featherweight. Unfortunately, coming down to bantamweight, he's not finding a smaller opponent in Cory Sandhagen because this guy is big. I know he's
Definitely
skinny,
not. Yeah,
but he's 5'11", which is huge for bantamweight. And yeah, he's just a big guy. So immediately I'm thinking Frankie Edgar, just as he had his problems at featherweight against bigger guys like Ortega, Holloway, etc. The Korean Zombie, who were actually, most of those guys are actually smaller than Sandhagen. He's going to have those same problems of closing the distance, and he's going to have problems with the power in terms of him landing his power on him and them landing on him. Because remember, Frankie Edgar got knocked the fuck out by the Korean Zombie. Knocked the fuck out. He was literally lifted off his feet by an uppercut from Ortega. So there's a power difference with these bigger guys. And I'm not saying Cory Sandhagen has got that kind of power that Korean Zombie and Ortega have in the weight class above, but he is a bigger guy. And I don't necessarily see Sandhagen knocking out Edgar or rocking him necessarily. But he does hit hard.
Is this 5 rounds?
I'm assuming it's 3. It's not the main event, so it should be 3.
Sometimes co-main events are 5 as well.
Are they calling this the co-main?
Yeah, this is the co-main.
I think it could be 5. Let me Google Edgar versus Sandhagen.
Because if it's 5, I always forget if it's 5. I think Sandhagen could probably get like a late TKO maybe. Because he's a volume striker, right? And
yeah, he is.
He has a lot of volume, and I mean, how much can Frankie Edgar take at this age after all those wars? I think a late TKO might be.
Frankie Edgar has got excellent cardio. He's very
risky. But then when you're getting constantly hit over a number of rounds, and Cory does have decent power, not amazing power, but decent.
Yeah, but let's just break down these guys' styles. I mean, so as you mentioned, Frankie Edgar has got an excellent wrestling background. I mean, more recently, he took down Yair Rodriguez, for example.
Yeah.
Some very heavy top pressure, excellent ground and pound, beat the fuck out of him and forced a stoppage. I mean, he messed up Rodriguez's face, and all started with a really, really beautiful takedown. So the wrestling is probably the base there. He's also got nice striking. It's not magical striking or anything, but there's solid, decent boxing. He'll come into range quickly, land a 1-2 or a longer combination, then get the fuck out of there, which is really good. I wouldn't say particularly powerful, but he does have a high output, which is good. And of course, Cory Sandhagen, I think his background is kickboxing or Muay Thai, because his kicks are fast and hard. He's got a good range of kicks. The hands they're okay. His main advantage is obviously being that tall. I think he's pretty hard to hit. He's good at range. He does use his height and range effectively. He does pick people off. He doesn't tend to throw combinations much, but he's pumping that jab a lot. He's kicking you, you know, with a high output. So his striking differential is very good. The question mark for me with Sandhagen is his ground game. We haven't seen a whole lot of it, and what we have seen of it is a little bit of a mixed bag. For example, against Yuri Alcantara, he was taken down pretty easily. He was armbarred.
His takedown defense is poor, by the way.
Yeah, that was something I was thinking about. Yeah, he gives up the takedowns pretty easily. So I'm just confused about his ground game. So, for example, in the fight against Yuri Alcantara, he got stuck in that arm bar. His arm was literally bent 5 degrees the wrong way. I guess he's double jointed in his elbow or something. Anyway, he reversed that position, got on top of Yuri Alcantara and beat the fuck out of him. I'm just a little bit confused. Then in the fight against Aljamain Sterling, literally within about 20-30 seconds, Sterling took him down, jumped on his neck. And the thing that shocked me about that is that he gave up. I don't know, you do grappling. You'll probably know that if someone takes your back or you take someone else's back, it's actually quite hard to get your arms around their neck, for the simple reason that defending it is actually quite easy, because all you need to do is get 2-on-1, your two hands on one of their wrists or forearms.
Keep your chin down.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your chin down. And it's very difficult for them to actually sink in their arms around your neck. He gave up his neck about 3 different times. And that just seems odd to me.
He has commented on that fight saying, all the usual bullshit that I learned from it and so on. It was a very embarrassing performance. Yeah.
It was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people going on about how amazing Aljamain Sterling was. Yeah, he looked good, obviously.
He's a very good fighter. Yeah.
But Sandhagen just gave up his neck needlessly. So I'm confused just as to how good Sandhagen's game is. I mean, he took down John Lineker in that fight, but couldn't keep him there. And for me, that's the variable, because Frankie
he's very gangly, isn't he?
Yeah, he's skinny. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know more about BJJ than I do. I mean, in terms of BJJ, Frankie Edgar, what's his? They've both got subs on their records. I think Frankie's got more subs on his record. What do you think about his BJJ and then Cory's? Because if you're saying that on the if they get to the ground, what do you think will happen?
Well, Frankie Edgar's a black belt in BJJ.
Yeah.
Most of what I've seen from Frankie is just heavy top pressure and ground and pound. I'm sure he's done plenty of jiu-jitsu in his very long UFC career. I haven't.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would have to dive into all of those fights. He's got a ridiculous number of fights. So I don't know in terms of actual jiu-jitsu how good he is, but his main thing is getting people to the ground, heavy top pressure, ground and pound. I think we have to assume that Edgar's wrestling is easily better. His jiu-jitsu is probably easily better. And if Edgar does get the takedown, then he's going to go to town on Sandhagen. I think, based on what Edgar did to Yair Rodriguez, which wasn't that long ago. Yeah. But again, the Sandhagen's jiu-jitsu is just a bit of a question mark.
Yeah, he has submitted a few people, but I don't think he'll be submitting Frankie Edgar. I feel like with this fight, I think Cory, being the age that he is, coming off that impressive win, I think, as you mentioned before, I think he can keep Frankie at distance. And that's the key thing here. If he can defend a takedown, or he probably will get taken down, if he can get back up and just keep Frankie at distance with kicks and jabs, I think the volume will get to the point where he's either going to win a unanimous decision or he's going to get a late stoppage against Frankie. Frankie's 40 now. Still a good fighter, but I think Cory is in his prime, and that height advantage is significant.
It really is, yeah. And that's one of the key elements of this fight. Can Frankie Edgar, manage that distance? Can he close the gap? I'm sure he will at certain points. I'm sure he'll certainly land a reasonable output. I just don't know whether he's going to be landing the big shots with Sandhagen on the back foot. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah.
And as with a lot of Frankie's fights, he lands a pretty high volume, but he doesn't necessarily hurt people. And a lot of those shots are landing on the gloves. It's officially a high volume fight, but it's not really a high volume from Frankie in any real sense that matters. So the distance thing is critical. I don't think that Frankie. I mean, the thing is, I don't trust Sandhagen not to fuck it up on the ground. I don't trust him to not get taken down and to not fuck it up on the ground. Because if that does happen, Frankie's got a very clear path to victory.
Yeah.
And for me, for that reason, this fight is not easy to predict.
No. Let's quickly have a look at some of their stats. Beginning with Cory. So Cory's got a ridiculous differential in output. Takedown accuracy is 50%. Not well, that's okay. Doesn't really go for takedowns though. Takedown defense 30% poor. Gets taken down a fair bit. He's only lost to Aljamain Sterling. He's beaten everyone else. Mixture of unanimous decisions, subs, TKOs, KOs. Frankie Edgar, a far more experienced fighter. Decent takedown defense. Takedown accuracy is surprisingly not that great, but he's one of those guys that just continues to go for takedowns. He doesn't give up easily. And yeah, he's taken most people down. He took Uriah Faber down 5 times, took down Jeremy Stevens 5 times, took down Yair Rodriguez, took down Max Holloway. So the guy's got very good wrestling, also high output. He's 40. That's pretty fucking old now. He's fought at 3 different weight divisions.
Well, for his size, 40 is old. If you're heavyweight and 40, yeah, okay.
Heavyweight's fine, yeah.
Yeah, a year or 2 left. I think 40 at bantamweight is unheard of. But that said, to his credit, he fought Pedro Munoz pretty recently.
That was a performance.
He was fast. He had the cardio, and he looked as good as he's ever looked.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that can change in 6 months or a year. All of this can change.
At that age, yeah, definitely.
It's worth noting that Frank Edgar has been banged hard in a couple of his recent fights.
Yeah.
I mean, I've mentioned this already, but it bears repeating. Ortega literally lifted him up off the ground with an uppercut.
Whereas Cory's only really been, submitted. So he hasn't taken a lot of punishment.
I mean, that fight Edgar had against the Korean Zombie, that fight could have been stopped 2-3 times before it was actually stopped.
Yeah.
That's some CTE-inducing stuff he experienced.
Cory will tag him a lot on the feet. He'll tag him a lot.
Yes. Yeah. And it's a diverse attack. It's a John Jones style attack. It's kicks, it's knees, it's jabs.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a whole lot to deal with.
Yeah. So let's get on to predictions then. What are you thinking?
Oh, fucking hell, I don't know. I think you've got to give it to Sandhagen.
Yeah.
Because I think the advantage on the feet is clear. But I'm not sufficiently confident in Sandhagen to not get taken down and to not defend properly, right? I honestly don't know. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd probably say 55-45 or 60-40 Sandhagen. but there's a big question mark around the takedown defense and the ground game from Sandhagen.
Yeah. I also think 60-40 Sandhagen. I think Sandhagen. I'm also worried about the takedown defense and the BJJ. But I think Sandhagen is in his prime, and I think he can implement a good game plan whereby he keeps Frankie at the end of his jab and just lands on him throughout the 5 rounds, if it is 5 rounds, which it is, I think. So yeah, 60-40 Sandhagen. I don't think this will go in the safe come for me, assuming that's the same for you.
Let me say something quickly. The Frankie Edgar took Max Holloway to a 5-round decision.
Yeah.
A lot of much bigger, very talented fighters haven't been able to do that. So, but just further confuses things for me. He did well in that fight against Holloway. He had his moments, and he landed a lot against Holloway.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that you can never really count out. He might have one bad performance, but he just kind of pushes through, and then he comes back and he beats someone, and then he's just He's got very good willpower. Very tough dude.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for Frankie Edgar, I think he's like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, he's short.
I mean, he could even be a flyweight.
Yeah, he's fucking short, dude. How did he win a title at lightweight? I have no idea. Who did he beat?
Ridiculous.
He beat BJ Penn. He beat BJ Penn, I think.
He beat BJ Penn 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. How annoying is that if you're BJ Penn?
Yeah. Shit. Damn.
Yeah. So
but yeah, what are the odds? I'd be interested to know. I'm assuming Cory's the favorite.
I think he's got to be.
Yeah, he must be.
I'm just wondering if there's any value on Frankie.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where the value will lie in this.
Oh, shit. This is interesting. Okay.
What is it, like -200 Cory or something? -250.
Say that again, sorry?
What is it, -200 or -250 Cory?
Well, what do you think? Who is the favorite?
I think Cory's the favorite.
At what odds?
-200, maybe. -250-ish. No?
450.
Sorry?
-450.
Fuck. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
It's aggressive.
Yeah.
So what odds do you think they're giving for Edgar?
What is it? It must be like I don't know, +300 or something. What is it?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So what is it for Cory to get a TKO? Just out of interest.
Let's see if we've got those odds.
You drinking cocktails again, Andrew?
Yeah, Saturday night. It's cocktail.
Obscure cocktails you keep making.
Yeah, it's the same cocktail. This is the only thing I drink now. It's just it's delicious.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I had a beer yesterday, like a big Polish beer.
They're like 8-9%, aren't they? Polish beers.
No, not typically.
What?
No.
What beers am I thinking of then?
Maybe Russian ones.
Yeah, probably Russian ones. 20% alcohol.
Yeah, they do these They sell them in Spain. Like they're very popular in Spain. Like
oh, really?
Massive beer cans. They're ridiculously strong. But yeah, anyway, I had a beer last night. I woke up this morning feeling just a little bit.
Just one?
Yes. Yeah. But it was a big one. It was probably like 2 pints or something.
No, fair enough.
But I felt slightly rough. Anyway, so Sandhagen method of victory. Cory Sandhagen by KO/TKO. +250.
Okay.
Probably liking that, I think.
That's not bad. I wonder what a finish for Frankie is. It must be something absurd.
Well, I'm looking at it now. I can tell you now, I'm going to bet on this 100%.
Okay.
Actually, no, this is the finish. This is Frankie Edgar KO TKO, 14-1.
Yeah, definitely putting £5 on that.
Yeah, so plus 1400.
Yeah, because he could get a takedown and ground and pound him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, it's possible.
yeah. All right, so
there you go.
So in terms of actual bets, I think those. I think Sandhagen is the kind of guy you put in the risky come.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's yeah. In
But
this fight, he's risky come.
But do you put him in the risky come at minus 450?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's a good point.
The thing is, if I wouldn't mind putting Sandhagen in the risky come at minus 450, assuming we had a couple of other, for example, Volkov and maybe someone else for the risky come.
Yeah, I think my mic dropped there. Sorry. I think Zalal will probably win his fight, and then we can have a look at a few of the other fights. Benyil Dariush is on this as well. He's fighting Ferreira. That's going to be a good fight, actually. But
yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't mind putting Sandhagen in the risky come if there was a clear method. If there's a clear pathway for Edgar to win that we could bet on, which would act as a hedge, and would bring some money back and maybe some more on top of that. There isn't that clear method for Frankie Edgar to win, which kind of makes me think that the Sandhagen in the risky come is just a little bit too risky. I don't mind putting him in there and hedging, but there's no hedge there, I don't think.
I'm still going to put him in there. I think he'll. I think he wins it 65% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might
probably put him in there. Yeah.
If Edgar wins, how how does he win?
Takedown, ground and pound, or submission, something like that. It will have to do with a takedown and ground and pound. I don't think he'll catch him with anything big on the feet.
That's the thing. We can't bet on if it's takedown. It could be takedown, ground and pound. It could be submission.
Yeah.
That's not bettable as a hedge.
Well, you could bet for a finish.
Or
just bet for him to win, which is probably a decent odds as well.
300.
Yeah.
Well, you could do. Well, actually, no. Yeah, you could. Well, this is actually really easy. So you could put Sandhagen in the risky come. Then as a hedge, you have Frankie Edgar by KO/TKO, which is plus 1400, and Frankie Edgar by submission, which is plus 1800.
Yeah, just put £2 on each.
There's our hedge.
Yeah,
easy.
That's actually good. That's not bad. Yeah. Okay, well there you go. Who else have we got on here? Oh God, Michael Johnson and Clay Guida still fighting.
I don't need to see that. That means nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, I know. Some of these fights are just like, we've got Zalal against Choi. I like Zalal in that. But yeah, okay.
So who's Choi? Is that Duho Choi?
Sung Woo Choi?
I don't know. So many Chois.
Some Korean dude.
Let me look at the odds.
Yeah, go on.
Sung Woo Choi. Okay. So Yusuf Zalal is minus 200.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I think he'll win that.
So we've probably got a risky come right there.
Yeah.
Zalal, Volkov, and Sandhagen.
Sandhagen. Yeah. And then we can do the hedge with Edgar. And possibly Overeem KO as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we said that, didn't we? In the
yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Did we say? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to clarify, just to formalize our thoughts, we're thinking Cory Sandhagen for the risky accumulator, but hedge that with a Frankie Edgar submission and a Frankie Edgar KO/TKO. And the odds for both of those Frankie Edgar wins are extremely high. So that'll act as our hedge. So if Sandhagen loses and we lose our risky come, then we're probably going to make quite a lot of money on
Exactly.
Frankie Edgar coming through with either of those winning options.
Yeah. And you don't really have to put much down on that because it's plus 1,400 and plus 1,800.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good bet.
That is a very good bet. Yeah.
Like, we're really good at this, Waleed.
Yeah, we are very good at this.
Yeah.
Why aren't we more famous? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I was about to end it, but you're still drinking your cocktail. I like this new top you have, Andrew. Look very James Bond in it.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
It's half a size too small. It's from Zara.
Oh, it's making you look hench. For American viewers, for viewers abroad, hench is British slang for someone with size, not
Well
penis,
built.
like muscular. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well built. Yeah. So, where did you get it from?
I got it in Zara in Spain.
Zara in Spain. Yeah, the Zara in Spain. The Zaras in Spain are a lot better than the Zaras in the UK. I found.
I don't know. It's okay. I haven't found too much in Zara in Spain, to be honest.
No,
it's not the best quality clothes. Like the stuff is nice, but it's not necessarily the highest quality. You know.
No, Massimo's nicer.
I've never been.
Massimo's really good. It's quite expensive though. It's good stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, we both think Cory Sandhagen will probably win this. I think 60-40. Andrew, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Cory Sandhagen 60-40.
And we've got the risky come of Zalal, Volkov, Cory Sandhagen, and we're going to hedge that with an Edgar submission and an Edgar TKO, which is what, plus 1,800 and plus 1,400 respectively. And then we're also going to hedge the Volkov risky come bet with an Overeem finish TKO. Yeah. That would be probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually really good. We make money if the risky come through.
Yeah.
We can make even more money if the risky come doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Through. Yeah. We can make a lot more money if the risky come doesn't come through.
Yeah, that tends to work. I mean, my account balance on Paddy Power is growing steadily. Well,
there you go. There you go. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, please subscribe, leave any comments. And if you have any other, recommendations on this card as to who you're betting on or who you're putting a parlay down on, I think that's what Americans call accumulators, parlays.
You should probably start saying that instead of come.
Yeah, we should say parlay. Most people watch this parlay, American, probably parlay. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Take care.